Jason Gray, and I'm sitting down today with Chris Prager, the fire inspector from the Campbell County Fire Department. And what's going on in April as far as fires?
So as of right now, we just want to do some public education and some reminding of the potential dangers with how dry it is, the lack of moisture. As of late March, we had approximately a dozen grass fires ranging from 0.1 acres to over 450 acres. Some of those were started by power lines, winds, things like that. Others by some controlled burns that have gotten out of hand. And we want to remind people that paying attention to your surroundings, the weather, and things like that as you are using fire for different applications is extremely important, because these things can get out of control very, very quickly. The biggest thing that we run into is reminding people, if you're going to have a fire or you're doing some type of burn for trash, generally around now is a good time to do it. We have snow on the ground, winds are kind of calming down, we have moisture. Right now, as of this year, it's not. It just won't work. Fires grow really quickly with the winds that we have coming through, especially with those storm systems that have been moving through. And realistically, picking and choosing your days are difficult now, because winds can shift very quickly. So we want people to make sure that they're paying attention to weather patterns, they're paying attention to their surroundings, where they're doing these things, how it's going to impact others in the area, and ultimately have a way to stop it if it gets out of control, using extinguishers, water barrels, hoses, water truck, something of that nature, so you're not potentially spreading it to anywhere else, realistically. We're here to help where we can, we're here to answer questions where we can, but we wanted to keep it short and sweet and just remind people that while the end of March does contain the first day of spring, we have not had the moisture like we normally do. So we really want people to be cognizant of, even discarding cigarettes if they're driving on I-90 or anything like that, paying attention to their surroundings and just things like that. And basically reminding people, if they have questions, concerns, if they're curious about a burn ban or anything like that, they can call the main fire department, 307-680-2739.
All right, yeah, and just anything that might generate sparks, welding, if you've got like a chain on your car that's dragging, that can cause sparks, that can cause fires.
Absolutely, and if you have car troubles when you're out and about or I-90 and you pull off the road, be careful where you're parking, because catalytic converter can easily set dry grass on fire. We see that every year. Backfiring from a car, from an older truck or a vehicle, can send sparks out or can ultimately start a grass fire. There's a lot of different potentials, and it's hard to think of all of them, but just be cognizant of your surroundings as to what you're doing and what you have nearby that's hot. Like you said, sparks, welding, grinding, things like that absolutely can start a fire.
All right, yeah, and with how dry it's been, you just really have to be careful.
Absolutely, yeah, and ultimately, our goal is to keep the community safe, and education is one of those things we can do, and so this County Connect helps us really reach out to these people and let everybody know, be cognizant, complacency can cause a lot of problems, and we don't want that to happen.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you, you have a wonderful day.
You too.